Good morning, everybody. It is day 20 of the suffering. It is Saturday, and I slept in today because I didn't have to work. I was going to wake up at 5:30 like normal and eat, but I thought, you know what? Sleep is also equally important as nutrition, and I do believe getting 3 extra hours of sleep, because it's 8:30 right now, getting 8 extra hours of sleep, getting 3 extra hours of sleep over waking up and having 50 grams of protein is more beneficial, seeing as if I lack sleep all week and not nutrition, because I eat more than enough protein throughout the week and throughout the day to where it's not going to be like, oh my God, I didn't eat one meal at 5:30 in the morning, and therefore that caused me to lose all my results or progress for the week. It's just not going to happen. It really isn't going to happen that way. So getting 3 extra hours of sleep, far more beneficial than waking up and eating. Now it's like, well, you could have went back to bed. You could have woke up and ate and went back to bed. But me, I'm the type of person that once I wake up, I'm up and I'm not going back to bed. So it would have been really hard for me to lay back down and go back to sleep. So it's just better to get some real good deep REM sleep and allow my body to rest and recover and really get that sleep cycle. So, because this morning I feel really good, and I'm going to be eating this for my first meal, which will be 9 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock, because I woke up late. But my first chicken and rice meal will be at noon and 3. So what I'm basically going to do, instead of having a protein shake today, I'm going to skip the protein shake at 6 o'clock for my post-workout meal. And I'm just going to go ahead and have an actual meal. So instead of eating my chicken at 9, noon, and 3, I'll eat my chicken at noon, 3, and 6 and skip on the protein shake. Because when it comes to actual food or a protein shake, I would rather have actual food over a protein shake. So that's what I'm going to do as far as it goes for adjustment of my diet for the day. Just simply remove the protein shake. I know the protein shake is really convenient for me after my meal, after my workout, because it's something I could drink really quick and it gets in my system really fast. It's fast acting, fast digesting, and the anabolic window and the anabolic timing and stuff like that. And some people believe in it, some people don't. Back then it was a huge thing. Nowadays people believe in it less and less and saying, oh, the anabolic window isn't real, it's not actually a thing, it's all BS. As long as you get X amount of protein during the day, you'll be fine. You don't have to actually hurry up to rush immediately after your workout. But I've noticed better results whenever I do that. Like if I don't eat nothing after my workout, it's amazing for weight loss. I noticed, like, whenever I was intermittent fasting and I stopped eating at 5 p.m. and I worked out from like 6 to 7 and I didn't consume anything after 5 p.m. and I worked out in the evening, my weight loss was incredible and it was really, really steady. Didn't gain any muscle, didn't gain any size, but I definitely did lose weight consistently every single week. So I did notice that. But as far as it goes for putting on muscle mass, I think getting protein, especially something simple and quick like a protein shake right after your workout, is beneficial. How beneficial? I'm not sure. I can't put a percentage on it or say like, oh, well, it's a necessary thing to do if you want to grow, but I think it does help. And in the world of small percentages, every little percent helps. Just like taking creatine, arginine, glutamine, trying to get 8 hours of sleep versus 7 hours of sleep, watching your calorie intake, making sure your calories are consistent, your protein intake is consistent, your timing is consistent, making sure everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. You know, why take the chance of it being a myth and not do it versus just saying, you know what, this is what they did back then and it worked for them, obviously. So why don't I just keep up this old tradition of old school bodybuilding mentality of like the anabolic window, and if nothing else, it'll keep me on my nutrition and make sure I'm getting what I need, regardless if it's for a false reason or not. But I think it's real. I think it helps. I don't think it's like like I said, going to be the difference of making you Mr. Olympia versus the average Joe. But I think it does have its place, and it does have a huge benefit, because people talk about like nutritional timing, like, oh, when to eat carbs, when not to eat carbs. Like eating carbs first thing in the morning, everyone agrees that's a good thing. Eating carbs last thing in the evening, right before bed, everyone agrees that's a bad thing. So I think that there is, and also taking a protein shake, they said that whey protein actually spikes insulin like drinking sugar. So if you have like a sugary drink, like a soda, they say that that spikes your insulin. But what insulin does is when pancreas releases the insulin, it opens up the muscle cell or the fat cell and pulls nutrients out of the blood into the tissue, because it's a keyway. Insulin is basically a keyway. So this is the logic behind it. Okay, I'll go a little bit into this. If you drink carbohydrates, sugar, and you don't need the sugar and you don't need the carbohydrates, and you consume the sugar, your blood sugar levels spike and elevate. So you have a lot of sugar in your blood. So your pancreas releases insulin and it opens up the muscle. It opens up the muscle tissue if it needs it, and it pulls the sugar into the muscle, so it has energy. If the muscle doesn't need it and the storage is full, it opens up the fat cell and it shuttles it into the fat cell. So if you drink whey protein, and whey protein has been shown over and over and over and over and over again in many studies to spike insulin, like drinking a sugary drink, and it's fast acting amino acids, and it's 30 minutes after you consume it, it spikes your insulin, and it's fast acting. So that means that it gets into your bloodstream really, really quickly within 30 minutes to an hour. That means whenever your insulin releases and it opens up the muscle tissue, because your muscle tissue is depleted because you just got done working out and you just got done using everything up inside of your muscle tissue, whenever it opens up the tissue, it's going to open up the muscle. It's not going to open up the fat cell. And then the blood, the nutrients out of the blood is going to go into the muscle fiber, not into the fat cell. So if you're flooding amino acids from a protein shake with spiked insulin after drinking it 30 minutes to an hour after your workout into your muscle fibers, it just makes sense to me that like it would be beneficial for recovery and for muscle growth and size. But there's a lot of conflicting evidence and science and this, that, and other. But just saying like, okay, well, the science says in this study it spikes insulin. But in this study, they said this is what insulin does whenever you take it. And then this is what happens when you take sugar, when you don't need sugar. So if you take it after a workout and it does what it says it does, logically thinking with common sense, it's beneficial to take it. And then if you take it with a little bit of carbohydrates, like you got some dextrose into your protein, which is guaranteed to spike insulin because it is pretty much a pure like cane sugar. So you put dextrose in there and you drink that with your protein shake. Whenever it pulls the blood, when it opens up the tissue to pull the sugar out of the blood, the amino acids are going to be in your blood too. So it's going to pull it with it into your muscle. So not only are you going to regain your glucose in your muscle, but you're also going to get added amino acids in there. Because the number one time that your muscles need nutrients is immediately following an intense exercise workout. But that's just my thoughts on it. You guys leave a comment and tell me what you guys think about it. But I do it because I feel like it's beneficial. But today, I'm not going to be doing that. I might. You know what? Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't want to eat carbs right before bed. Because if I if I do my protein shake after my workout, then that means that I'm going to have to eat my chicken and rice meal right before bed. And I don't want carbs right before bed. So I'll probably end up doing my chicken and rice after my workout and stuff like that. And now I'm like, I should have just woke up and ate what I'm supposed to eat. But I'm not going to worry about that. Or instead of eating my egg whites for breakfast, I should be eating a chicken and rice meal at 9 o'clock instead of eating my eggs. Like skip the egg whites, get the chicken and rice in. But this is just easier to eat right out of bed versus some chalky dry chicken. Okay, I'm going to eat. Okay, so day 2, going to the chiropractor in a row. Yesterday, my back was feeling a little bit of relief. And then this morning, I moved wrong. And pain, lots of pain. So I did some deep tissue work. I did some massage work. I did some stretching, and then got the massage gun and try to kind of get some vibration going on and try to vibrate it around and maybe get the jar loose. I did the inversion table, and I also took some ibuprofen. So hopefully doing all of that before we come here, it'll get it to release. Because yesterday, whenever we came, my back popped once, but it didn't have that release feel like I normally get going to the chiropractor. And I'm not going to say she did something wrong. It's just I think that my back was so tight and so locked up that it just doesn't want to release. It's so just irritated. So today I was like, I'm going to take some anti-inflammatories. So I took 600 milligrams of ibuprofen about 40 minutes ago, and hopefully it's enough to get everything to relax a little bit, to release. So when she does go to adjust me, it actually releases, because it's just aggravating. I got to work my hamstrings out tonight, and I'm doing a Romanian deadlift. So I'm kind of like, oh, am I even going to be able to do that? Because when I go into a stretched position with my hamstrings, I get a shooting pain down my leg, down my right leg. So I'm not going to be doing squats anymore. I've already come to the conclusion, like, I'm not going through this again. So squats are out. They're done. No more squats, because when I went down, I had that feeling in my knee, which caused me to shift and load my hip, which caused something in my back to tweak. And now I've been dealing with it ever since. So I'm not going to be doing a movement that is unnecessary for me, because what I mean by unnecessary is, are squats unnecessary? No, squats are awesome. I love squats. I absolutely love squats. It's just they don't love me back. They hurt me every time I do them. So I'm just at the point where I've been doing squats since I've been 14 years old. I'm 37 now. I got my fill of them. I don't need to do them no more. I have other options that I can do. So there's no reason to do something that's going to load my back. Belt squats load my hips, doesn't hurt my back. I know the hack squats puts it on the shoulders, but because there's a back pad, my back is secure and it's braced properly, so it doesn't shift. There's no load shifting. Same thing for leg extensions and lunges. So I'm not going to try to load my spine no more, because it's just it. I know it's like, well, it was in your knee, not in your back. Okay, true. It wasn't in my knee, but it caused me to have to do something different on my upper body, which caused something to tweak in order to preserve my knee and to keep it from blowing out. But anyways, so squats are done. I'm done with them. I'm not doing them no more, and I'm going to try to avoid revisiting them. Maybe I'll get a Smith machine down the road, and I'll do Smith machine squats so I can actually like just lean into the bar and I don't have to actually like stabilize. Call it lazy. I don't care. I'm looking to build my muscles. I'm not looking to hurt my back and my legs no more. The older you get, you have to make compromises and stuff like that. But they're about to open up, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and get adjusted, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so the agenda for the diet is, let's see, what's my options here. I think I'm gonna go with some chicken, and honestly, I think I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, and I think I'm gonna go with some chicken from down here instead of getting the chicken from up there like I normally always do. And I think I might be a little venturous here and actually go with a little bit more chicken right there. I think that's going to be awesome this week, because I'm just changing it up from where I grab it. Got to have a little bit of variety in your life. And then for Julia, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these. How many you need? 3, right? 2. Okay. So she does ground chicken. I do chicken. Now we got to go get our rice and our egg whites. What a crazy diet. So with egg whites, I noticed that the brands do taste different for some reason, like the Great Value versus these Bob Evans. And I've had the ones from Sam's as well too, which is a different brand. I've had a couple different style egg whites, and the Bob Evans to me are the ones that taste the absolute best. They have the best, like, I guess, natural egg flavor besides actually eating egg whites. So I don't like cracking my egg whites. I don't like cracking eggs and separating the yolks like I used to. So I just buy these. They're a little bit more money, but the convenience is totally worth it. With all these delicious options of rice, I mean, it's amazing what people do with rice and all the different flavors and the different things that you can get. And I gotta say, out of everything here, the brown rice is probably the least tempting, but it is what's going to get you to where you want to go the absolute fastest with the least amount of time. So sticking to the old tried and true brown rice, even though it's not the best flavor. Made it back home from the grocery store, put everything up. It's 12 o'clock now, so I'm heating up my first chicken and rice meal of the day. It's my second meal of the day, but I got one more before I work out at 4 o'clock. I'll eat again at 3, and then I'll do my workout, and then I'll have another chicken and rice meal after that. So I'll get all 3 of them in today, which isn't really what I'm wanting to eat today. I'm actually having some pretty strong cravings. Chinese food actually sounds really good to me right now. I am super hungry, and also KFC sounds pretty good. So I am having some pretty hard cravings, but I'm going to eat this, and hopefully it curbs my appetite, because I'm not going to break my diet. I just don't want to be this hungry where I'm having these awful cravings. Okay, back in the gym. This is the end of week 3. This is hamstrings for week 3 of this diet and routine. And today has been rough. It has been hard on me. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, why am I so hungry today? Like, I'm craving so much food. Like, I'm been hungry and craving. I can normally deal with the hunger fairly easy if I'm not having cravings, but today I've just been having massive cravings, and I think it's because I slept in this morning, and I skipped that 6 o'clock meal, and I don't know if that is part of the reason why I'm so hungry. Because normally if I sleep in, I don't have issue with hunger like at all because I got adequate amount of rest. So I'm not sure where the hunger, the over, like the huge appetite and cravings are coming from, but I'm not giving in, not breaking it, just trucking through. Tonight is a simple night. It's hamstrings. We're going to do leg curls, Romanian deadlifts, back extensions, and finish up with some lunges. And that's it for tonight. No cardio, no calves, nothing of the sort. And because my sciatic or whatever it is has been hurting me like constantly, aggravating me, I'm not sure exactly how deep I'm going to be able to go into this routine. Like, I don't even know if I'll be able to leg curl or Romanian, but I'm not sure what I can and can't do, so I'm going to figure out as I go. Hopefully it doesn't affect me. I'm able to work out really good. And hopefully this actually like repositions my hips or allows my pelvis or whatever is going on, because it doesn't matter what I do, what kind of stretching I do, what kind of mobility drills I do, what kind of yoga, go on the chiropractor, inversion table, like deep tissue work, like it gets better for a little bit, and then it goes right back to it, and then it loosens up, then it goes right back to it, then it loosens up, it goes right back to it. I don't know. It's one of those things that it's just going to be a time thing. And I didn't have this problem until my knee did that when I squatted. Go figure. But I'm going to get this workout started, and I'm just going to overlay some music like I've been doing it. Then we'll talk about the workout whenever I'm done, and let you guys kind of like have a recap on how I feel about how it went tonight. Welcome back to another chair talk. Well, I should start calling this the pergola time chair talk, old man rocking chair moments. I don't know. Okay, so recap on the workout. You guys obviously saw what I did. The only thing I didn't show was my abs. I actually did 3 sets of sit ups. It basically looks like doing sit ups for a fat guy. Um, the workout went really well. So starting off with leg curls, I didn't feel anything in my hamstring or my hip, and being on that slight little decline from the leg curls, it actually felt like a stretch in my low back, which felt good as I was doing the leg curls. When I moved on to Romanian deadlifts, that was a different story. It bothered my back and my hip area, my lower back hip area for the first 3 sets. I felt like a real, like, kind of almost sharp pull, but I know what it is. So I just did the stupid thing that you should never do, and I just ignored it, and I just kind of worked through it. And when I got to my 4th set, it actually felt amazing. I didn't have anything at all in there. It felt really good. So then I was like, okay, well, it's feeling better. So let me move on to back extensions. And as I did back extensions, I think that down position stretched the lower back. And that's kind of what I've been needing, instead of just doing a vertical stretch like on the inversion table and everything I've been doing. I think letting my vertebrae like round over and open up really made a big difference, because by the time I got done with my 3rd, 4th set, it felt absolutely like amazing. Like there was nothing going on. So my issue feels great right now. Like I told you, it's been off and on kind of all day. Well, I haven't felt anything since pretty much the last set of Romanian deadlifts, and the back extensions just made it even better. I did lunges, and I was like, all right, well, now we're going to really see if there's something in there, because when I lunge forward with my right foot forward out in front of me, like in a kneel, if this knee is on the ground and this foot is out straight or out in front of me in any way, I get that sharp pain shooting from my hip down to my knee, and it's excruciating, and I can't even handle it. And the lunge is the exact position that I'm talking about. So I was like, if I go to step forward with my right knee and it does that, I know that it's just lubricated. But I did all 3 sets of my lunges, and it felt amazing, like at all. I didn't feel anything at all in there, and it still feels amazing right now. I feel back like it's how it's supposed to feel. So with this being brought to my attention, I remember back in the day when I used to power lift, I had a reverse hyperextension. And the reason why I bought one is because my lower back was always tight. And then you suspend yourself on the piece of equipment. If you don't know what it is, it's basically just this little platform you lay on top of. This is your upper body. Well, this is your upper body here, and you just lay on top of it, and you put your legs in these straps, and it has a pendulum, and you just swing your legs with the weight. And when your legs go through, the weight pulls your legs all the way through and then back, and it stretches the low back, and it relieves these type of issues. So I used to have one of those, but it got to the point where I'd never used it, and then that I wasn't having issues. So it was bulky, took up a lot of room, so I got rid of it. But the back extension's pretty much like the other version, but instead of your lower body swinging, your upper body is the one that does it. So if this starts to agitate me again, or get agitated or aggravates me, I'm just going to start doing some back extensions. I'm just going to go in there and hang for a little bit and do a couple sets, and just kind of get that area moving and loosened up and stretched out, and see if this is something I can do that's going to be a quick fix to this problem if I run into it. Hopefully I don't run into it no more by eliminating actual deadlifts off the floor and squats. I don't have this issue anymore. And then after that, we basically just went on to lunges, and you guys saw that, and they felt great. I'm normally drinking a protein shake right now. For everyone that watches the videos, you know, but I woke up a few hours later and I slept in, so I skipped my first meal. So I didn't skip it. I just ate it later. So instead of eating my eggs at 6, I ate them at 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then from there, I continued on. So instead of having a protein shake immediately after my workout, I'm going to drink this water, because I finished my workout in an hour. Started at 4. It's 5 o'clock. I'm done. So I got 1 more hour before I have to eat. So in 1 more hour, I'm going to eat my last chicken and rice meal. And then from there, it's going to be just good old fashioned egg whites. And that'll be pretty much my last meal of the day. And like I said earlier in the video, I could, stress about waking up at 5:30 and eating at 6 and not getting that extra sleep. But I get enough food throughout the week and throughout the day where I don't feel like missing that 1 meal. It's going to be detriment to my body versus getting the rest. And also, because I don't do cardio on Saturday and Sunday, I'm not expending as many calories. 1, I'm not at work moving all day. And 2, I'm not doing cardio in the morning, and I'm not doing cardio in the evening, nor am I going to do that on Sunday. So the need for me to wake up and eat an additional meal when I'm not burning additional calories, it kind of seems like it'll offset itself for me. And like I said, I'm getting more than enough protein throughout the day where I can skip that meal and not lose any sleep over it and be worried about not getting any results. Overall, it was a good day. I actually had a really good day today, just relaxed and hung out and ate and grocery store and went back to the chiropractor. Now I'm going to hang out here on my pergola, enjoy this breeze that's kicking through here, and wait around for my meal timing to come around and get my meal in. And then actually, I'm going to cut my yard because my yard's getting a little long. I got some weeds growing up. I got to get my weed killer and spray all those and do a bunch of stuff around here that needs to be done. So I don't have to do it tomorrow because we're going to the beach tomorrow. So I don't want to have to come home from the beach, cook all my food. Well, actually come home from the beach, go to the chiropractor because I'm going to go tomorrow, and then cook all my food, and then do all the yard work. It's just a lot. And I had my shirt on tonight, even though I wasn't mic'd up, because when I'm laying on equipment, my skin sticks to it, and I'm a little tender from sun, like going to the tanning salon. But I rolled my shorts up so you guys could see the thighs and how muscular they're becoming and lean they're getting. But from here on out, I'm probably going to start working out with my shirt on from here on out, just so that way I can see my progress and you guys can see the progress in the gym of how much it changes from Monday to Monday, Friday to Friday, and everything else. Plus, I just enjoy working out with my shirt off. It feels better. I don't feel so like confined. Not that the shirt's like a huge like, oh my God, I'm so restricted, but it just feels better whenever I work out without my shirt on. Doing legs, like I said, is different when I'm laying on equipment, when I'm laying on like the hack squat or the leg curl machine or just whatever. So that's a totally different animal. But I try to show my legs off whenever I'm working them out. See what they look like with the pump with the veins coming through. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you tomorrow. And y'all have a wonderful evening, and I hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend.